Good afternoon, everybody. It is about noon on April 8th, 2020, and this is Burklow Sports Talk here. So last night, major news came out as the NFL schedule has been released. Now, one of the factors is as like a lot of things, we do not know if and when this NFL season will start, and it doesn't start on time. Are there fans? I'm going to say probably not at the beginning of the year, maybe later, who knows. I think really the biggest factor will be the vaccine, since again, if there's not a vaccine, then the season will likely not start with fans, and there probably won't be fans. And again, how does this work? I don't know. The rest of the sports leagues are trying to figure it out. So anyways, the schedule's out, so I just want to talk about the schedule. I want to do this in three parts. I kind of want to talk about, kind of go rapid fire through the national televised games, and then I want to go local, kind of into the DMV area. I want to talk about the schedule of the Baltimore Ravens, and then of the Washington Redskins. Will be three separate videos. So just pick and choose which video you're most into, whether you're most into the national schedule or whether you happen to be local, living in the state of Maryland with the Redskins or Ravens. So they divide into three separate videos. Okay, so we'll do national first. So right now, the opening kickoff game, very first meaningful game, will be on Thursday, September 10th. This will be a matchup between the Chiefs and the Texans. It will be Texans at Chiefs. So as we all know, last year in the playoffs, the Texans had a 24-0 lead on the Chiefs, and obviously went into a lot of detail about that earlier. Chiefs stormed back and won, and that was on their way to winning a Super Bowl. Now, what could have the Texans been Super Bowl champions? Could have that role has been reversed in Houston? Who knows? But the Chiefs will, and again, another factor was it is without fans. So again, will you be hosting your Super Bowl banner without fans for your first time in 50 years? That is going to be interesting. You know, we saw right now at the Washington Nationals, they may have to wait till 2021 to unveil their banner, regardless of what happens in 2020, or if they somehow win back-to-back championships, then maybe they do 2 championships in a row. I don't know, but not the same. So that's one example in sports. So my guess is the Chiefs is they would wait till later, or maybe do it the next season. Of course, then again, it's not as fresh in your mind. So again, that's the factor that we're going through right now. Okay, so now you scroll down. Obviously, there's a bunch of other games. Scrolling down, so again, the National Fox game will be Buccaneers at Saints. This will be Tom Brady's first game as a Buck, playing in New Orleans against Drew Brees, a Brady-Brees matchup, which I think there'll be a lot of national hype. I think there'll be a high-rated game, since it's the first game we'll ever see Tom Brady outside of a Patriots uniform. So then Monday night, Monday night's always interesting. You have the doubleheader. You have the 7 o'clock game and the West Coast game. So you have Steelers at Giants. Again, the Steelers are a popular team. Maybe there's optimism around the Steelers this year. The Giants, again, maybe they are better, you know, in the Meadowlands. I think it will be. I guess the Giants, that'll be interesting. You know, they're always on national TV, since again they're in New York. You know how good or bad they are. They've been on Sunday Night Football. They have been on Monday Night Football, Fox. Whether they play the Cowboys many times, this is not a surprise. They are the first Monday night game. Then the next one is Titans at Broncos. I think on the West Coast will be an opportunity to see the new look Broncos again. I have plenty of time to get ready for the season, so I'll be kind of watching them more closely. You know, I didn't, down the stretch, I tend to not pay attention to teams out of it. So again, but I did see them play the Texans last year. So again, maybe seeing Drew Lock and their offense picking it up. And then you're seeing the Titans again, who lost in the AFC Championship game last year in their first game. On the West Coast, and normally those games you think, I don't know if I'll watch them. Maybe they're not worth it. That one, I definitely want to stay up till 1 a.m. to sample Titans Broncos. So Thursday night, NFL Network, Bengals Browns. Yes, we will be getting our first national look at Joe Burrow, if he's starting by then, against the Browns in a Week 2 matchup. I know that will be highly anticipated. Getting to see Joe Burrow for the first time. And again, for the Browns, maybe they win their first game of the year, and maybe this is the start. Maybe you're talking about redemption for them with a new coach in Kevin Stefanski. So one game that we'll be seeing on NBC this year, Sunday Night Football, it will be Patriots at Seahawks on NBC. So again, this is their second time playing since that Super Bowl. I remember they played on Sunday Night Football 4 years ago in New England. Again, that was fresh in people's minds. Now, these are very different teams. Long gone is the Legion of Boom. And for the Patriots, gone is Tom Brady. We will be getting the first national look potentially at Jarrett Stidham, kind of the new Patriots, kind of a new era. This will be our first big look at them. In addition to, we'll be seeing the Seahawks, who again last year went all the way to the divisional round. We're in a battle against the Packers, could not quite win, and now we're seeing the Seahawks again. So now Saints at Raiders. So again, we're getting a good look of the Las Vegas Raiders. This will be their first game in Las Vegas. Now keep in mind, no fans. Probably that's the case. And then you'll be seeing the Saints again. You know, we just saw the Saints against the Bucks in Week 1. Now the national audience will get to see the Saints again. And it's going to be in Vegas. It is going to be a very big deal. Now again, there's not going to be fan anticipation, so it's going to be different. Everything's different. Week 3, Dolphins Jaguars. That doesn't seem too good. That's the Thursday night game. Again, I'm going through games that are exclusive. There are plenty of good games that aren't non-exclusive. But I wanted to, maybe we'll see Tua, maybe not. If not, I think will be a bad game, not really worth watching. Whether Tua plays or not, again, that's probably one of the worst Thursday night games you'll see, especially early in the year. It's NFL Network. Many people don't have access to NFL Network. So Packers Saints again. Last year, who I thought they're the two best teams in the NFC. You can make an argument for that, and they were scheduled to play each other in the playoffs. That seemed destined to happen for a while, never did. Again, the team we're getting a big dose of early on is the Saints. 3 national televised games in a row, including Sunday night and Monday Night Football. They are the most, let me say this, I guess they're probably who we're going to be talking about a lot. And again, if the Packers are a good team too, really whoever wins this game is 3-0. Again, the NFL is a storyline league. You'll be talking about a Super Bowl contender, things like that. Then finally, here's a big Monday Night Football game that really should be a Sunday night game. Probably the best Monday Night Football game you'll ever get, since again, some of the Monday night games are only mediocre. This is the best of the best. Chiefs at Ravens. You have the defending Super Bowl champions playing against the Ravens. You have Patrick Mahomes against Lamar Jackson, previous 2 MVPs. The Ravens are hoping this year they can go to the Super Bowl. That's what it seems like. But as of right now, you have the defending Super Bowl champions. I wouldn't be surprised if they're both undefeated. Mega ratings. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. A game that everyone will be watching. I can't wait for that game to watch. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a big deal, for sure. Week 4, Broncos, Jets again. We got to look at the Broncos in Week 1. How good are the Broncos by Week 4? What happens in between? And then you have the Jets, who again, maybe you see Sam Darnold, Le'Veon Bell. Maybe they finally get it going, or you're talking about Fire Gase. Is that coming up right around now? And that's on October 1st. So that'll be an interesting question if you had to rate that in a scale of 7 to 10. I give that game a scale of 1 to 10. I give that a 6. Sunday Night Football is Eagles 49ers. Again, you have you're seeing the 49ers really for the first time on prime time. Not to mention on CBS, you have Patriots Chiefs. So again, you'll be seeing the defending Super Bowl champions. And of course, it's the Patriots. We'll be seeing the Patriots a lot. But in a new era, Patriots, again, I think the Patriots will ultimately be less good this year. We could be talking about the end of an era. Patriots probably losing more games than they ever have. So again, Eagles, 49ers are seeing a first look at Carson Wentz. You're also seeing the 49ers. Could be defense against offense. Again, these could be the two best teams in the NFC. You don't know that. Or they could be two disappointing teams. And then week 5, you have Falcons, Packers. Again, so we've been talking about Dan Quinn. Now the question is on October 5th. Does the fire Dan Quinn talk start yet? Is there a lot of talk of that? You're seeing the Packers. Obviously, it's a treat to see Aaron Rodgers every time. You know, since the Packers have been a good team for a decade plus, I've seen Aaron Rodgers play many times over the years. It's going to be, again, I think that will be an interesting game to watch. It's the Packers, Falcons, Matt Ryan, Aaron Rodgers. Could be a high-scoring game. Probably will be a high-scoring game. So now Thursday Night Football, you have on October 8th, you have the Buccaneers at the Bears. So again, you're seeing Brady once again, and then you're seeing the Bears. Again, knowing who the Bears are, there could be talks of Matt Nagy losing his job. Who is their starting quarterback then? I guess you could have a rematch of Super Bowl 52 between Tom Brady and Nick Foles. That is certainly possible. And of course, you're seeing the Buccaneers again. Obviously, we saw them a lot early. How good are the Bucs now? So now, time goes by now. So Sunday Night Football, Vikings, Seahawks, they've played each other a lot in recent years. It seems like they play each other every year. Obviously, they're getting the first look of the Kirk Cousins Vikings. Their defense will be very different. Both of their teams' defenses are different. And now you have Russell Wilson again. So that's a very overall good NBC game. Chargers Saints. One question could remain between the Chargers and Saints. Is this the first game that we see? Do we see Justin Herbert yet or not? And for the Saints, what kind of team are the Saints? Are they undefeated? I think the Saints would obviously be favorites in this game, for sure. The Chargers 2 years ago were very talented. One of the most talented teams in the NFL. Overall, a good game. I'd give that game an 8 out of 10. So now, week 6, we have... Hold on, I meant to sneeze. Excuse me. All right, back to work. So you have Chiefs at Bills. Again, you're seeing the Chiefs, and then you're seeing the Bills. Is this offense versus defense? Again, we're getting an opportunity to see the Bills once again on national TV, and the Chiefs. Is this a game where we see Patrick Mahomes be shut down? Is this a game where we see Mahomes dominate the Bills, and we're talking about how the Chiefs are unbeatable? I mean, who knows? Who knows? That's an interesting question mark. Again, you can talk about things 5 months in advance. I mean, we're just getting our first look. Fox game obviously will not be seen everywhere, especially in the New York market, or really the LA market, since you have Jets Chargers. But this is a game on Fox that will be Packers Buccaneers. Again, Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady. That should be a Sunday night game. I'm surprised it's not. I mean, you have the two, probably, you think about over the last decade, since Peyton Manning's been retired for some time, those are probably the two best quarterbacks consistently of the last 10 years. They've faced off each other twice now. I remember when they played each other 2 years ago in 2018. The question is, which team is better? Obviously, that game will probably be a shootout. And whoever wins that game could have home field advantage potentially in the NFC. That's a big deal now, going back to Bucks Saints in week 1, since now with the new playoff format, only one team has a bye. You have that extra playoff team. So again, if you're not the best team in your conference, there's no way you're having home field advantage. You have to play 4 playoff games if you're a 2 seed. Rams 49ers again. Last year, it's not the Sean McVay that we've seen in 2017 or 18. The Rams have a lot to prove themselves. If they play like they did last year again, and maybe they get shut down by the 49ers elite level defense again, and we're just guessing what potential storylines could be, we don't know, then there could be talks of how much longer is Sean McVay the coach in LA? Is Sean McVay on the hot seat? Could there be those storylines? Or could it be, oh, the Rams are back, they just ran over the Niners, who knows? Monday Night Football, Cardinals, Cowboys. We're getting a first national look at Kyler Murray, where everyone has a chance to see Kyler Murray play. You're seeing the Cowboys. Again, they're on prime time a lot. Obviously coached by Mike McCarthy. That's a good game. I'm going to give that an 8.5 since we don't know how good the Cardinals will be. I think they'll be better. I really think they'll make a rise and are definitely a playoff contender this year. Week 7, Giants-Eagles. The Giants I don't think will be very good this year. I think they got a long ways to go. Again, with the Giants, it seems like their second or third time on national TV already. This is a Thursday night game, which would have been sandwiched right in the middle. This is October 22nd, is normally sandwiched right in the middle of the World Series. But this year, the World Series apparently will not be in October, so who knows what will be going on then. But we will have Giants-Eagles. How good are the Giants at that point in time? I don't know. Obviously, they do have a new coach in Joe Judge. What do the Eagles look like then? We'll be getting another look at them. It's really more than anything a rivalry game. You're going to have Giants-Eagles every year on Thursday night, no matter how good or bad one of those franchises are. It's New York, Philadelphia, NFC East. Again, when you have the NFC East teams, they're in major metropolitan northeastern markets outside the Cowboys, but still, just the name of the Cowboys. These games are gonna be on TV no matter how good or bad they are, and there's a chance Wentz gets hurt, and that's a terrible game. I mean, there's a potential for that. 49ers will be playing the Patriots in New England, CBS. So again, that could be an ugly game. The Patriots do have potential to be blown out in that game. I'm just saying that is definitely possible. So again, we're getting a big dose at the Patriots since they are the Patriots, being post-Brady. And yeah, this may be a transition year for them. And yeah, I think we will see them on national TV a lot. And I think going forward, even if they struggle this year, I think they'll be on national TV a lot going forward since, they're the Patriots. They're that historic franchise. They're like a Cowboys or a Steelers or a 49ers. I think they're in that club now, since they are tied with the most Super Bowl wins of any franchise with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Buccaneers, Raiders. So again, you're seeing Tom Brady in Vegas again. We're getting another good look at the Buccaneers once again. You're getting the Raiders. Now, how good are the Raiders this year? That is unknown. I think they have a chance to be good and certainly make a playoff run, or they could be 7-9. And we are getting a lot of looks at the Raiders so far in their season. It's in Vegas. Monday Night Football, October 26th. So again, this is usually right before the final stretch of the World Series. Bears at Rams. Again, we've seen that as Sunday night games the last 2 years. It's not as hyped as what it might have been in 2018. That hype is dying down. This could be two coaches potentially playing for their jobs. I think it's possible if they continue to be disappointing. Week 8, Thursday, October 29th, which will be almost 1 year to the day since the Nationals won the World Series. Thursday, October 29th, Week 8, we're halfway through. We'll have Falcons and Panthers. So having the Falcons and Panthers this year, it's kind of interesting having them play each other, since obviously right now with these teams, What in the world are the Panthers? I don't know. Obviously, you have Matt Rule. How good is Teddy Bridgewater? Again, you have new coach against old coach. Again, we could be talking. I mean, I could be watching this game and thinking, man, Dan Quinn should be fired right now. I mean, that could be happening, or we could be talking about how the Falcons have changed. I don't know. I just what I've seen of the Falcons over the last 2 years, we can't figure it out. They're a very inconsistent team. At times, they look like they could be a playoff team. Other times, they look like Dan Quinn should be fired. And the question is, I think they have to answer that. I think for the Falcons this year, it has to be playoff or bust. I mean, this is year 6. You're 4 years and removed from a Super Bowl appearance and 3 years removed from a playoff appearance. Okay, so now we're in November, Sunday, November 1st. So the Sunday night game will be Eagles-Cowboys. Look, you're getting that every year, no matter what. That is going to be a game every year. It seems like it's been a Sunday night game the last 5 years. It has been a Sunday night game for as long as I can remember. It always is going to be. It's the Eagles-Cowboys. It's a major NFC East rivalry. And those games have been fun. Like last year on Sunday Night Football, the Cowboys blew out the Eagles last year. In Philadelphia, Week 16, the Cowboys, all that they do is win that game to win the division. It was over. They appeared far superior, and again, what we kept talking about is the Cowboys underachieving. That game was that example. Eagles won. They had all the momentum. They end up winning the division. So again, this is that type of game once again this year. It's going to be a big deal. And again, winner of that game, that could be the difference between home field advantage throughout the playoffs and being a wild card team. Monday, November 2nd. So we are seeing the Bucs once again. You have the Buccaneers and Giants once again. And obviously it's Brady again. Obviously they're seeing the Giants again. It could be that the Giants are bad once again, and we have seen enough of the Giants. Or they could be a team on the rise. They could be that team on the rise. And again, Tom Brady against the Giants. Think about it. Super Bowl 42. Super Bowl 46. Giants beating Brady twice in the Super Bowl. And the Patriots, of course. Now we're seeing it again. I guarantee you when we watch that game, they will be talking about those Super Bowls that happened 9 years ago. And that happened 13 years ago. That will be a topic of discussion going into that game. And it'll be in the Meadowlands. And I know Brady's played there so many times as a member of the Patriots against the Jets. But still, just to see something like that. So week 9, we will have one of the best Thursday night games you could get. That game has the magnitude to be a 10. Packers 49ers, a rematch of the NFC Championship game. That game should be a Sunday night game. It seems like that's a downgrade from what it should be. It deserves better, but again, offense versus defense, that's what it was last year. Now the question will be, people will be talking about, can Aaron Rodgers beat the 49ers? That could be a question going into the game. We're going to have Steelers-Cowboys as a CBS game again. How good will that game be? That remains unknown. Sunday Night Football, once again, Saints at Bucs. Remember, that was a big deal back in week 1. This is the Sunday night game, Brady versus Breeze. Potentially, you're going to talk about, oh, the Saints won the first game, so now all of a sudden they own all tiebreakers. If they win this game, the division's over, and the Bucs will have to settle for a road playoff game. Tom Brady playing a wild card game on the road, but that's what it comes down to. That's what happens when you're in the same division as the New Orleans Saints. It is harder for once. For the first time in a very long time, Brady has competition within the division. So again, we can't get enough of the Saints and Bucs, and we'll be getting a lot of it. And who knows? They could very well meet in the NFC Championship game. So finally, week 9, or November 9th, I'm sorry, the Monday night game. Patriots, Jets, again, we're seeing a lot of the Patriots already, since I think people are very interested to see post-Brady caliber Patriots. And as of right now, that could be a bad game. That could be a really bad game if the Jets are once again bad, and if there's talk of Adam Gase being fired. I mean, that could be one of the worst. That could be one of the worst national televised games of the year. Like I just think that could be really bad. Or Roles could be reversed. The Jets could beat out the Patriots. So again, as I study the offseason, I'll study the Patriots roster more. Outside of Brady, it is fairly similar. Okay, so Week 10, Colts Titans. Again, we've had that a lot. And you know, after having games like 49ers Packers, that's kind of a downgrade. And it's still a pretty good game, I have to say. You have the Colts. Again, seeing Philip Rivers against the Titans. Again, that could be a poor quality game. It might not be a very good game after all. Seeing maybe the Titans are down once again. Maybe the Colts are down. Maybe they're both right around 500. It could be a bad game, really. I mean, it's NFC South. Okay. So, Niners-Saints, that will be a game that, obviously, that was a shootout last year. That will be the National Fox game. So, here's a national televised game. NBC Sunday night game for Week 10. This is November 15th. You have the Ravens at the Patriots. Who, again, we're seeing a heavy dosage of the Patriots. You're seeing Lamar Jackson again. Again, we're seeing more of the Patriots on prime time than the Ravens. It seems like we're seeing more of the Giants on prime time than the Ravens. I think the Ravens deserve more respect. So again, we will be saying the Ravens in Boston this time, or in New England. And again, unlike in other years past, I think the Ravens will be heavily favored. I think will be very similar to what it was like last year in Baltimore. I think the Ravens will storm into New England and beat the Patriots by a good margin. And again, the Patriots could be a team at this point that doesn't have any business being on Sunday Night Football. Monday night game that week will be Vikings-Bears again, classic NFC North game. Decent game. I'd give that game a 6 maybe. Week 11, Thursday Night Football. This is going to be a really good game. Cardinals at Seahawks. Again, you have DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray against Russell Wilson. You can see a lot of running quarterbacks. You see a lot of exciting plays. This is the type of game that could be a shootout that we could be talking about. High offensive volume, and these teams could potentially be playing for the division and certainly for a playoff spot. That's gonna be a really fun game to watch. High scoring. Okay, we're getting fairly close to Thanksgiving now. So Sunday night game on November 22nd, NFC Classic NFC West game, AFC West game. We will have the Chiefs versus the Raiders. Hold on, it may be raining. I tried to cram a show in. I should have gone out earlier. I will resume everything when I get inside, but again, not safe to be recording in the rain. Okay, hi everybody, we're back. This is Brooklyn Sports Talk. Just checked my weather radar earlier. I thought I could go outside and keep recording. Turns out it started to rain, so as soon as it even starts to rain, I want to come inside. So here I am indoors. So where was I? Okay, so I was on the Rams at the Buccaneers. So again, you could see, again, this is Tom Brady playing the Rams for the first time since Super Bowl 53. And it's Sean McVay again. So again, the Rams have obviously declined since then. You know, they're nowhere near as talented as they were at the time. Their offense is no longer as good. So again, I guarantee you, in this game, that will be brought up going into the game. Rematch against Brady against the Rams. Okay, so Thanksgiving this year will be on Thursday, November 26th. So you have the Texans at Lions. And the Lions, you know, Matt Patricia very well could be fired by then, or will certainly be fired after the season. And you'll have the Texans playing again. This is without DeAndre Hopkins. Again, they look like a team that could run away with the division. But that trade, and I went in the depth of that, you can go down in my channel and find in the archives. That's going to set them back. So that could be a good game. Or if Deshaun Watson somehow misses that game, it could be a terrible game. Redskins, Cowboys, again, the Redskins, talking about them. They're not a very good team. This is the only time they're on national television this year at all. certainly that will be seen by a lot of people in the 4 o'clock or later slot. And then you have the Cowboys. So again, this should be an easy win for the Cowboys. Then you have Ravens Steelers. Again, the Ravens are on Thanksgiving on NBC. You're seeing Lamar Jackson's Ravens against the Steelers. The Steelers, again, this game shouldn't be close since you see Lamar Jackson beat pretty much anybody. Again, I think it's just a chance for people to see Lamar Jackson have a great game on national TV. So Sunday, November 29th, we're almost done with November. Chiefs Buccaneers, which that should be a Sunday night game, but it is not. Instead, it is Bears Packers. Chiefs again. You have Brady against Mahomes, who they had faced off a rematch from the 2018 Conference Championship game. Again, a really good matchup to watch. Could be very high scoring, and it's in Tampa. The only thing that worse about that game is it should be on prime time for everybody to see and enjoy. Okay, so now you have the Seahawks Eagles again. Last year, they played in defensive battle. The Eagles played really poorly. It was in Week 12 on Monday, November 30th, and again you have Wentz against Russell Wilson. You know, they played on Sunday Night Football 3 years ago in 2017. This will be almost 3 years to the day of that. So you'll have that, a rematch of the playoff game. Again, both teams will definitely probably be fighting for their divisions right then and there. I think it'll be a high magnitude game. Seems to be a very good game on paper so far. Cowboys, Ravens. You know what? You might have the two best offenses in the NFL right then and there. You have Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott against Lamar Jackson once again. So again, we talked about how the Ravens are not being showcased enough. Well, again, they're being shown on TV again. It's Cowboys, Ravens. That really should be a Sunday night game. Like, that needs to be a Sunday night game. Since, again, it's Thursday Night Football. But you think about it. It's the Cowboys, and then it's the Ravens. I'm shocked it's not a Sunday night game. It should be. But that's what the league decided to do. So either way, I think it'll be a high-scoring, exciting game. Again, anytime you see Lamar Jackson, it's a must-watch game. So finally, going down some more, we have Broncos Chiefs as the NBC game. Again, you're seeing the defending Super Bowl champions on TV again, and you're getting another opportunity to see the Broncos. Now, granted, if the Broncos are not up to the task, there's a chance that it could be flexed. Like, that's a flex game to watch out for. Might be replaced by a game like Packers Eagles or something like that. But either way, we could see the Broncos maybe as an up-and-coming team against the Super Bowl champions. Maybe they're selling as a wild card game for that year. Monday Night Football, Monday, December 7th. We'll be seeing Bills 49ers. So again, Bills 49ers, that could be a defensive battle, could be very low scoring. May see a lot of defense. Bills could be running away with the AFC East, while the Niners could be getting ready to win the West. And just it could be like those games that you saw in years past, where it was Ravens, Steelers type games, Seahawks, 49ers might be the best defense in the AFC against the best defense in the NFC. That's certainly the way it looked last year. So now we're moving into Week 14. We're still in early December. Patriots, Rams. Okay, so Patriots, Rams, Thursday night game. Rematch of Super Bowl 53, which is, again, very recent. I guarantee you that will be brought up a lot. That will be talked about all week. Or you could be writing articles about, Sean McVay could be fired soon. Since, again, the reason why I'm saying that is the Rams. I don't think Sean McVay will be fired after this year. I really don't think that's the case. But people could be talking about Sean McVay not being the same coach that he was then. And as for the Patriots, we're talking about, wow, look how different these teams are. Look how far off they have fallen. That could be the topic of discussion going into this game, for sure. And just a good game to bring back Super Bowl 53 memories. Okay, so next Sunday night games, Steelers Bills. I mean, last year that game was Week 15. It was a very poorly played game. Not much fun to watch. You could have two potentially bad quarterbacks. Again, Roethlisberger, how good is Roethlisberger? I don't know. Obviously, he's their starting quarterback again. You kind of forget about Ben Roethlisberger. And then, again, you have two defenses. Who, again, the Steelers had one of the better defenses in the league last year. It was in some categories in the top 5. Again, I think it was a very underrated, sneaky good defense. Like we saw Bills 49ers, this could be that same defensive battle game. This is not a Brady Breeze game. This is not a Rodgers, Brady, or whatever. You could go on and on of really good matchups. Or no, you're not having that. Monday, December 14th, we'll be having Ravens Browns again. You're seeing the Browns again. They're being showcased. We're once again seeing the Ravens Monday Night Football in Cleveland. Again, probably another dominant Lamar Jackson performance on Monday Night Football. So this is confusing. Thursday, December 17th, we have Chargers Raiders. And I guess that's a decent AFC West game. I don't know. And then on Saturday, there's the potential to be. This is the schedule. So you have Bills at Broncos, Panthers at Packers, Texans at Colts, Jets at Rams, Titans at Lions. We don't know. Again, all those games have potential to be really poor games or potentially really good games. We don't know yet. I think they'll announce somewhere in the middle of the season who's going to be on those Saturday night games. And then we're almost there. We're on Sunday, December 20th. We're getting closer and closer to the end of the season. One spectacular game that I really think should be the Sunday night game, but it's not. It's a primetime CBS game. Chiefs at Saints. Again, Mahomes against the Saints. A matchup that we almost had in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Many people thought that we were going to have last year, that we've come close to having, but we just haven't had yet. Should be a Sunday night game. Again, games like that I talked about, where we talked about kind of low-scoring shootout games, that's an example of a high-scoring, highly entertaining offensive game. So 49ers, Cowboys, that is a Sunday night game. Again, they could be two really good teams that year, and certainly two very well-known franchises, Cowboys and 49ers. Offense against defense, potentially. That's what it could be. And it's prime time. Good job by the NFL scheduling that, and I don't think will be flexed. So, December 21st, Steelers at Bengals. So again, late in the year, we're getting the opportunity to see late season Joe Burrow. My guess is the Bengals will be out of the playoff race, but we could be talking about them as an up-and-coming team, as a team of the future. I think it will be nice to see Joe Burrow play late in the season, for sure. And then finally, on Christmas, there'll be one game. It'll be Vikings at Saints. It'll be 4:30 on Fox. Again, Vikings Saints. We talk about that in the Minnesota Miracle. They've played each other a lot in recent years since they've all been playoff caliber teams. That's the Christmas game. Of course, then I probably won't pay too much attention to that game. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I won't. Of course, Christmas is really the day of the NBA and all their really good games. Okay, so on Saturday, there's the potential to be games 49ers Cardinals. I think that one will be picked. We don't know which ones will be picked. Buccaneers Lions, Dolphins Raiders, Broncos Chargers, Browns Jets. Again, right now it's way too early to speculate when they'll be picked. We won't know really until the middle of the season. And then finally, last Sunday night game of the year, Titans at Packers again. The Titans could very well be on their way to winning the NFC South. And then you're playing against the Packers, two teams getting ready to wrap up their divisions and certainly playoff spots. That's the game. Looks like, of course, if the Titans disappoint and they fall off, I could really see that for Ryan Tannehill. Don't be surprised if that game is flexed for someone like Eagles Cowboys or maybe Rams Seahawks, one or the other. And then the final Monday night game is Bills at Patriots. Could be a very bad game. Maybe it's a defensive battle based on what these teams were last year. And then you have Week 17, where who knows what the schedule is, who knows what the final Sunday night game is. We don't know. But that's the NFL schedule for you. I just kind of wanted to read about it, kind of go through it myself and see what's going on. So that's all for now. Later on today, we'll do the schedule of the Ravens and the Redskins.